Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
And so we're going to talk about the Iona Institute. You think they've done great work, and off you go.
They do. They've two great people in it. David Quinn, who's the boss, and he's a former journalist, or rather was a journalist, writes in the Irish Catholic, and he appears on the media to defend and promote the natural law and the Catholic faith, which is often under attack by the media in this country, and he gets hostile press at times for speaking the truth. The Iona Institute have contacted me a few times about surveys that they've done. And this is an example of the type of stuff that they've done. For example, that what makes it difficult for the majority to practice the Catholic faith is a hostile media and government, a secular government and a secular media, that the objective truths and the spiritual welfare of people, if people have that attitude is promoted, it's good. It's good for the person, and it's also good for the individual. The individuals that often go through bad periods with perhaps being bullied. Young people are often bullied in school with this modern business of the phones, that they can be texted and all the rest of it, and there's a lot of that kind of thing happening, and people committing suicide. So we have to be conscious of that. They found that the practice of the Catholic faith has declined, and a number of people now going is come down to that. And another thing that has contributed to it, to this decline, is the silent hierarchy, and no questioning of this and previous governments with their warped views of what constitutes a civilised society. And the thing is, by their fruits you shall know them. That was something that we were taught. It's what they do, not what they say. And it behoves the hierarchy, with the help of the Holy Spirit, to sort of speak about these and encourage the Catholic faithful in the proper way. And that's one example of it. That you can't be silent when there's evil afoot. Then another problem has been weak sermons from priests who do not connect with the faithful. You see, nowadays a lot of churches, the altar rails are gone out. Sometimes the pulpit that what priests used to preach is gone, and so there isn't the same. And the priest now has his back to the altar, facing the congregation. Now I've made a proposal that the priest should face the tabernacle. In Protestant churches, they don't have a tabernacle like what we have in the Catholic faith. So it's a false sense of eucharism to have the priest with his back to the altar. The people face the altar, and the priest should face the altar also. And then when he's given his sermon, or whatever you call it now, some light sort of variety called a homily, when they do that, they should focus on the importance and the value of the Christian faith and the spiritual life. They don't. They're very weak. And then there's no emphasis also, this I let the Iona Institute know, there's no emphasis on the importance of the sacrament of confession, to instruct priests to hear confessions after every Holy Mass and at set times on Saturdays, and to speak about its importance to the faithful. If people don't hear that, how are they supposed to know? And the fact that they're obliged to attend Mass every Sunday or the Vigil in pain of mortal sin. So, I mean, you hear nothing about that. So if people don't hear about it, then they go on their, I won't say their merry way, their deluded way. And so you can see the importance as I go through this. And here's another one. The last rites should be available in every Catholic church with the priest facing the altar, the Latin rite, beg your pardon, should be available in every Catholic church with the priest facing the altar, not with his back to the altar. That's another something that's gone. And then what happened when I was young, there was the Rosary and Benediction. Now, when you're young, sometimes your life seems to take more importance than this type of thing. But if it's available, you do go to it. And it leads the foundation for your later life, because you do meet trouble and cutthroat society. So if you have that foundation, you're well able to cope with it without suffering from depression because of it. You have that. Because life is not a bowl of cherries. It can have difficulties, and it does have difficulties. And you've often have people, no matter what occupation you're in, that will do you harm more than good. So, that's what I'm saying, like, what happened to that, like, because it was all part of the practice of the Catholic faith. And another thing, as I said, was return the altar rails to the Catholic churches that was desecrated, because it's a form of desecrated to take something that was a fundamental part. And I think this is what the decline of the Catholic faith. And this is why I say, if you weaken the faith, do not be surprised at its decline. The Latin Mass, which I attended in Navan at 1 p.m. in Johnstown, has young and old attending in large numbers. Marvellous. Other churches, the numbers are declining all the time. And I made a prediction to the Iona, if that continues, the church will be practically gone. And at the loss of the poor devils that's lost in some ways nowadays. So this is the importance, I think, and it reflects the fact that I made the plea for an independent Catholic television station along the lines of the EWTN, that's now the biggest Catholic TV station in the world, the Eternal Word Truth Network. We'd have a name for it in Ireland, because don't forget, we have a hell of a lot of immigrants all over the world, including about 30 million of Irish descent in the US and in every other continent, as far as I know, in the country. I believe there's 1 million or more Irish descendants in Argentina, because there was a ploy years back before our independence where people went there. And so we're not talking even about the missioners that are still in every country. So we have a marvellous history of contribution to the betterment of human life in the developing countries, more than any other organisation, believe it or not, more in the health and the education. So the same in this country, they helped people to be educated when they weren't. Now they get scant thanks for that because of the secular governments that we have. So this is all important, and also important for an independent Catholic television station that I pleaded for and that I will contribute to myself, and I hope it will come to fruition before too long.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver.